Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful bombshell blowout at home to save money on cost at the salon and time for any special event that you might have, whether it's a girls' night or a birthday party, a wedding, whatever event you have, and you don't always have the time or money to make a trip to the salon. I'm going to show you a step-by-step way how to create this bouncy, smooth, voluminous blowout that will last you for days until you wash your hair. For any texture, any length, just follow this tutorial. So today I wanted to take you step by step and show you guys a quick, foolproof way of giving you a bombshell blowout to save you time and money at the salon. So that way when you have an event or a girls' night or any type of special occasion that you have going on, you can do your own hair without having to go to the salon and spend time and money. So I'm going to show you how to give yourself that bombshell blowout that we've seen all over the internet. So here we go. All right, so first we always want to use a heat protectant. So I like to use a Repair Heat Protective Mist. So I'll just spray this mid-pass to ends. And I let my hair air dry a little bit, and I did a little rough dry. So I would say it's about 80% dry. You always want to blow dry your hair when it's 70 to 80% dry so that it's easier, you can smooth it out faster, and it's less damage on your hair. And then I always like to use a heat protectant. So this is a volumizing thickening mist. So I like to use this at my root to make sure it gives you that longevity of blow dry so that it lasts for a couple days until you wash your hair. All right, so now we start off with the blow dry. Okay, so I, of course, love my Dyson. So you could use any type of blow dryer as long as it has heat settings on there and a round brush. So I'm gonna use two different sizes here. I'm gonna use, this is called 390 Technique brush. It's a thermal ceramic brush, and the 370 Technique brush, which is a little smaller. So this is going to give you a tighter curl, and then this is going to give you more volume and a looser curl. And then to set that in to give you that nice bouncy blowout, I'm going to set it using rollers, the old school Velcro rollers with a pin. You can get these anywhere. This is the Dom Dom brand, but you can get like the Sally's version. They're all great. So as long as they're Velcro rollers and they're heatless. So these are not going to cause any damage on your hair. So here we go. So first I'm going to start off with a section, and I always start off with a mohawk section here at the top to kind of set it. So we are just going to start off here, and I want a looser type of curl and bounce on my hair and a lot of volume at top. So I'm going to start off with this brush, and again, mohawk section. So this is going to go over direct, going this way, and then turn on my blow dryer, and then you just roll it. So as you can see, I'm rolling it back and forth with the blow dryer. I turned off the blow dryer for a second so you could hear me through this. So I just roll it, over-directing over the face, and then just rolling it, and then really letting that blow dryer set it for you. And you always want to make sure you're creating that movement with the blow dryer, never letting it settle on the brush because you can burn your hair like that. So that's a way to not burn your hair with the blow dryer, and just make sure that it's setting it, smoothing it out at the same time. And as you let it go, you just unwind it with the brush counterclockwise, just like that, and you see that beautiful bouncy curl. So to make sure that this is going to last all night, especially with people that have like texture that's like very straight, hair never really wants to hold that curl, or it tends to fall right away. What I'll do is I will grab a Velcro roller. I like to do the bigger sizes on top. And then same thing how I rolled it with the brush. You roll it, over direct it, going this way, and then with this pin, you're just gonna pin it right at your root so that it could stay put. And if you need to use another pin, that's fine, on the other side, just like that. And that's gonna stay right there, and then we're gonna do another mohawk section right in the back. Make sure you brush it out first so there's no tangles in there. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing. So your blow dryer, you always want it to be parallel to your brush. So that way you can create even airflow with the hair and the brush, so that way it smooths and sets that heat in with the curl. So make sure you always over direct, and same thing with the movement, just like that. And the way to knowing that the hair is completely dry, it should be able to fall right out of the brush, just like that, very softly. And then you just kind of unwind it, just like counterclockwise, just like that. And you see you got that nice foam. And then I will take another big Velcro roller. Same thing. You're gonna roll it, over direct it, right on top of your head. And then you're gonna pin it right at the root. Just like that. All right, so now we're gonna start off with the side. So it's always good to get a good amount of hair, not too much hair, but also not too little. So I'm doing like ear to ear partings. Enough that's gonna fit in my brush without it not being able to see through the hair. If you can't see through the hair and it's too much hair, it's not gonna be enough, it's too much hair for the brush. So if it's too little hair, then you're just gonna be there forever pulling on your hair. So you just wanna make sure that you could see a little bit through the hair, see the bristles of the brush, and this side, I'm also going to over direct going away from my face. And again, you always want your blow dryer parallel to your brush. Then we're going to unwind it counterclockwise, let that hair fall right out of the brush where it doesn't get stuck. It's very important to always counterclockwise twirl it so it can just fall right out of the brush. If you try to roll it up and then you try to go like this sometimes will get your hair stuck in the brush, and that's not good. Sometimes you're gonna have to cut it out or rip it out, and we don't want that. So a foolproof way is just counterclockwise, letting it fall right out of the brush. You see that nice bounce? So now we're gonna grab another roller, Velcro roller, and we want to over direct this away from the face. So just like that, making sure it's all in there, and then rolling it away from the face, just like that. And then we're going to pin it using one of these metal clips and then clipping it right at the root there. Sometimes it might take two, depending how heavy your hair is. Okay, so now we're going to switch over to this side. So ear parting right there. And even if you just do, like say you just have so much hair and it's so overwhelming to blow dry your hair. I'm one of those people, my hair's so frizzy. I have so much hair and it could just be super unruly. So even if you just do this and you just rough dry everything else, You could always do that and your hair is set because you got the volume and the bounce from the sides and the top. That's all you need. And pretty much your blow dry is halfway over. And this is what they do at the salons. This is how they part your hair. This is how they start off. So this is just a foolproof way to save you some money and save you some time. You know, we don't always have time and money to go to the salon every weekend, especially when you're just going out for a couple drinks or, you know, whatever the occasion may be. I want you to be able to do this yourself at home so that way you feel super confident and feel good about yourself. All right, so here we go on this side. So remember, over directing like this, and then your blow dryer being parallel to your brush. All right, and to let that go, remember counterclockwise, just letting that fall right out of the brush, just like that. And the reason we always want to over direct with our blow drying and the brush, this is going to smooth out your hair. And also women that have textured, curly, wavy hair that just tends to frizz up and it's hard to like really get those kinks out, over directing is going to smooth and stretch out that curl. So that's why you always want to over direct, just like that. Roll it up, let that heat set for a second, and then counterclockwise, let it fall right out of your brush. And look at that nice bounce. You could always do this and not do the rollers, but this is going to give you the most bounce and volume that's really going to last you all night without it falling flat. So then I go in with another roller, big size, because I just want some big bouncy voluminous blowout hair, and then setting that right at the root, just like that. So you see how this goes this way, this goes that way. So now all we have is the back. So just these two sections. So you could break this down into another mohawk section right here at the crown, so that way it gives you the biggest volume here. So what we're going to do is same thing with that mohawk section. Grab a section right here. And this blow dry is awesome for all lengths of hair, whether your hair is short, medium, long. The bigger the brush, the easier and fastest it will be. So same thing here. We are going to over direct it, going over the head just like that. And then parallel with your brush. And if your hair kind of starts falling out or getting stuck, like little pieces fall out, just turn off your blow dryer and start over. And you want to make sure you start right at the root to get that heat and hair super smooth and start creating that volume at the top. This part always, of course, tends to be a little bit harder because your arms just start to get a little tired. You can't really see or reach back there, but over directing is really going to help you. So that way you're not straining your arms too much. All right, and then unwind it just like that, letting it fall right out of the brush. Okay, and now this section is done. So now we're gonna grab a little bit of a smaller, roller, because we want a little bit more curl back there, but still a lot of volume. So we're just gonna roll this, over direct it, make sure the ends are nice and tucked in, and then just keep rolling it until you get to the root, just like that. And then grabbing a pin, just like this, and then pinning it right at the root, just like that. So that way it's nice and set. All right, so now all we have is the back here. So the back here you can do however which way you want. If you want to put them in a roller, if you want a lot of curl and volume everywhere, you can do the same thing. Or if you just want to smooth this out and just let it be more straight, you can do that too. But pretty much this is set and this is cooling off. So this is going to give you such a nice big bouncy blowout effect. So now we just have these two sections. So what I'll do is I will part my hair in half, just like that. And then I'll grab my brush. Or if you want a tighter curl, a little bit, if you have more unruly hair, then I'll grab the smaller round brush. And then same effect. Remember, parallel to your brush. I'll just grab this and I'll bring my right arm over the back here so that way I can really smooth this out just like that, and then holding my blow dryer upright. All right, so now this section is nice and smooth and dry. So now same thing, I'm going to counterclockwise let it fall right out of the hair. just like that. And if you feel like it's still giving some tension on the fold, then it might just need another pass through with the blow dryer. If you still feel a little bit of moisture, then you got to go through it at least 1 or 2 more times. See, now that slides out nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a roller. And this I'm going to over direct, just like that, making sure the ends are nice and tucked in, and then rolling it all the way to the base. Same thing with the clips, grabbing a clip and then pinning it right at the root. Just like that. Okay. So now I just have this little section and this side. And practice makes perfect. If you try this one time and you're like, I can't do this, you can rewind this video, you can pause it, you can just try one section. Once you're comfortable with that, then try to do more. The more you practice, the more you do, the easier and faster you'll get. So same thing with this side. My brush is, make sure you see right through the brush, you could still see the bristles. Make sure you can comb through it, and always make sure that the hair is at least 80 to 70% dry, so that way you're just literally smoothing it out. Okay, so here we go. And making sure, you know, the blow dryer is always parallel. That's the biggest thing. Blow dryer should always be parallel to your brush. This is always going to make sure that you're sealing the cuticle and giving a lot of shine to the hair. All right, remember counterclockwise, letting that fall right out of the brush. And look at that nice curl at the end. And you see how I've been over directing every single piece, going towards the face, towards and away. So going towards like this and then away. And then rolling that right at the root. Okay, so now that's set. So now I just have these two little pieces in the back here. So I'll split this in half, and then you could just blow dry these, or you can pin them if you want, whatever you decide. Remember, making sure your blow dryer is always parallel. This is going to be sealing the cuticle and giving the hair the shine and smoothness. So then just letting that fall right out of the brush. You see it creates that nice flip. So I don't have any more rollers left, or actually I just have one roller left and I still have this side. So I am just going to set this with a pin. So I'll show you how I do that. So I'm going to just create with my fingers a little loop, I guess. Do you see? It's just a little circle, and I'm just gonna keep rolling that. They call these pin curls. So keep rolling that right there at the root, and then I'm gonna pin it just like that. Start over so you can see it better. Okay. So just rolling it with your fingers, just like that. And then right at the root, just clipping that. There we go. See, just like that. So now we just have this side, and then we're done. Looks like I pulled out one of these, so we'll just repin that Velcro roller that was trying to come out, and then just keep blow drying this until you see that texture start to really smooth out. You see how it's still a little bit of a wave and there's still a little bit of moisture there, so I just keep going over it. Rule of thumb with blow drying, if you feel like it's dry and smooth enough, go over it 3 more times to really ensure that it is. And it's just going to give you a longer blowout life. We were almost there, but I still see a little bit of that texture. So I just really want to smooth that out. Well, that's nice and smooth and it's dry. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side, where you just grab your fingers, roll it into a pin curl, just like that. Try to show you. Grab one of these metal clips and then just pin it right at the root. Just like that. Okay. So this is all done. This is the final, not the final look, but the final setting. So I'll just re-roll that because it fell out. Just needs a little bit more secure pinning at the base. Like that. And oh, try that again. Oh, you might need a bit more secure pinning. I think I'm going to try it from the inside here. Right. There we go. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab some hairspray. We are going to spray this down. And this is my all-time favorite hairspray. It's the Bumble & Bumble Spray to Mode. It's a very, very flexible hairspray. So you could still run your fingers through it. It's going to give you hold, but not grit. So it's not going to make your hair super stiff or anything like that, but it's really just going to set it and give it some hold to it. So now I'm going to grab my blow dryer and I'm just going to give it one quick run through with the heat setting. Okay, and then every blow dryer has a cold shot, is what they call it. It's usually one of these buttons where it's like a blue. That means it's like a cold air. So I'm gonna put it on the cold air. And then that's what's really gonna set everything to kind of just take away the heat, because when there's still heat in the hair, it gives it a chance to loosen everything up. But if you give it a cold shot, it's really gonna set everything in place. All right, okay. And now we're gonna take all this down and look at the finished product. Okay, so I'll start off with the back here. So just kind of loosely unpinning it. You see how it's giving you that nice bounce already? And always start off unpinning these where you last finished. So I finished here, so I'm starting off there. Now I'm starting off in the back here. And then how you're going to take these out of the hair is the same way you took out your brush from the hair, is counterclockwise unrolling them. Can't really see back here. Counterclockwise. Let it fall right out. Like that. Same thing on this side. Counterclockwise, just like that. Letting that fall right out. Starting here with the sides, counterclockwise, just like that. Counterclockwise, unrolling it just like that. Look at that massive volume I have here. Okay, this side back here, counterclockwise, just like that. Something at the top here, counterclockwise, just like that. And then the last part, which I feel like is like the most important part, because this is where we want the most volume and nice flowiness away from the face. Counterclockwise. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to shake it all out and run my fingers through it. Look at that massive volume and bounce in the hair. So then I will just grab, make sure a pin or a clip, just to make sure my part is centered wherever you want to part it. If you want to part it down the middle, if you're a middle part girly, or if you're a side part girly, it doesn't matter. This blow dry works for any single part. Look at that massive volume. Look at how much volume I have and how smooth and shiny and healthy it makes your hair look. And my hair is not the healthiest because I tend to do a lot with it, but it just makes the color look so good. And this will last you until you wash your hair. So this is my Bombshell Blowout, because you truly feel like such a bombshell. I mean, look at that massive volume at the top there. And you could part it any single way. You could part it on the side too, and it's going to give you a nice swoopy effect. So much volume. Part it this side, whatever floats your boat, but it just gives you such touchable, soft, bouncy, sexy hair. I'm obsessed. This is always my favorite style to do, whether if I do loose waves or curls in my hair. This is always my favorite because it just looks so effortless and you can just play with your hair. It's so soft and touchable, and just like look at those ends, look at how flippy they are and how everything just like bounces around. And then once I'm happy with the part, then I'll just go in and just give it another light spray. And this took me literally 30 minutes. It will take you maybe 30 to 40 minutes, but it's going to save you money at the salon and time at the salon. And like I said, you could just do the top and the side and then straighten everything else out. Because this is the part that really matters anyways, is always the top and the sides. Or if you want to do everything, you can do everything. This is great for long-haired girls, short-haired girls, any type of length of hair. It's just finding the right size of brush and Velcro rollers, but these are the key. These are the trick, is these guys right here. So you just practice and you'll get better and better each time, and then you won't ever have to go to the salon again for an awesome blowout. I mean, look how soft and touchable that is. And I'll show you from the back. Smoothed everything out. There's some awesome bounce in the hair. So much movement. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to give yourself an awesome bombshell blowout. Thank you.